Thank you very much, and thank you to Minister Hutchins as well. Hello, everybody, and welcome along. This is going to be a crucial conversation we're going to have this morning, exploring development challenges facing the Asia-Pacific region. And today, we're particularly honoured to have the Honourable Xanana Gusmão, the Prime Minister of Timor-Leste, who's going to be joining me on stage. As many of you know, the Asia-Pacific region does face a really complex landscape of challenges with issues like poverty, like climate change, all demanding urgent attention and action. Today we're going to delve into some of these pressing challenges with a particular focus on Australia's potential role in supporting regional development. Please welcome Prime Minister Xanana Gusmão. One more round of applause. Here he is.
Good morning. How are you? Good. I cannot see everybody. Distinguished delegates, fellow global citizens. Now I consider myself right now, a global citizen also. Oh, sorry. It is a great pleasure to be here in Melbourne to participate in this Global Citizen NOW Summit to discuss ending extreme poverty. Yes. I went to many countries in Africa. Wow. Global citizens should be commended for bringing together so many people committed to taking action to address some of the world's great challenges. The President of Timor-Leste, you know him, Dr. José Ramos Horta. He told me, you have to go. And I am here under the order of... He's a strong supporter of Global Citizen and its efforts around the world. Melbourne holds a special place in the heart of the Timorese people. During our 24 years struggle, Melbourne was a center for activism and solidarity. I am pleased that this tradition of activism is alive and well. In Melbourne yesterday, I don't remember where, I was honored to open the Myanmar People's Summit in support of a democratic government in Myanmar. The situation in Myanmar is tragic, and we must take collective action. Conflicts are rising across our world. In our struggle, we said we were motivated to continue to fight because of the new world order. Now, it is a big disorder. We see the terrible, terrible situation in Gaza and the war in Ukraine. But every day we hear from United Nations, no one, no country should be left behind. Yes. No country should be left behind. I don't know, maybe you don't know, we are a co-founder of an intergovernmental organization called G7 Plus. The G7 Plus has not the G7, the big G7, but fragile states, countries in conflict or post-conflict. We started with 7 countries. Now we are 20. The last one that came to our organization was Yemen. Oh. Now we can see in every minute the war in Ukraine, the war in Gaza, but Yemen. Millions of kids, women dying. Nobody paid attention. And the UN says, no country left behind, can be left behind. And through this organization, I went to many countries in Africa. We were talking about extreme poverty. G7 Plus is fragile countries in conflict or post-conflict. And we are guided by the principle of no development without peace. Yes. We can talk, we can say many things, we can have many conferences like United Nations, but if we don't help people to have peace, if we don't help people to have a democratic state, the poverty is something that they are condemned to. A few years ago, I went to Milan to participate in a big, how can I say? I don't say conference, but it was just to show the capability of the world in producing food. And they invited me to talk. To talk a little bit about food. And I told them, sorry. It was almost 10 years ago. And I said, Europe is facing the problem of migration and people are dying in the Mediterranean Sea. Why? Did you ask this? Why? Because I was already in Africa, to the fragile countries, to the conflict, in conflict and post-conflict, helping them. Helping is not teaching, helping, sharing experiences. And we could. I don't say could be proud, no. Happy because we helped some. And I told in Milan, look, why many people from Africa is coming to Europe? Why? Did you ask this to yourselves? It is because of conflict. It is not because they don't have land. They have vast land. They can produce, but they cannot because of conflict. And if we go there and look at and talk with them, what is happening? Many groups from a country fighting each other because of the interests of the great powers. They put one country in conflict, giving weapons to a group and another group to fight each other, and the companies go and take diamond, take oil and gas, take gold. It was what is happening in Central African Republic. We went there to help. They started. I told them, be careful. They're taking all your... After that, they called me to go again, and they said, yes, we realized that. That is why, when we talk about extreme poverty, please, it is not only to help assisting technically or but it is more. They can produce. They should produce. They don't do because they are in conflict. Now we see Gaza. We see Ukraine. It is because the world leaders, they don't want to spend all their time to go to dialogue. They should make all efforts to avoid war. This is the problem. Extreme poverty. Now, if we follow the world, I try to follow the world, and in Europe, the farmers, just a few weeks ago, from all Europe, went to Brussels in a big strike there. And almost in all Europe, even the police strike. The hospitals, the schools, the universities, the old men, all the elders. Why? Why there is such a problem? The problem is all the money had to go to Ukraine, buying weapons from the United States. Buying weapons. And yes, we continue to war. We have to win the war. But you buy. And because of the money to the weapons, their own population, their own people, in each country in Europe, are facing, this is a big problem. We can talk about poverty, we can talk about climate change, we can talk about everything. The problem is, if we can, when I said in the beginning that Melbourne is in the heart of the Timorese people, because during 24 years, the governments only Australian people, and in Melbourne especially, the activism, the solidarity, helped us to keep the faith, to continue to fight. It was people to people. Now, you are here to look at the future, at the present and at the future. I brought something, some ideas, but being behind this and looking, and I said, no, I will not read. I have to talk only. Because if I read, it will seem that, because after understanding, after coming here, there, down there, behind there, looking, I said, no, I have to talk. And please continue It's very important to change the mentality of the world leaders. In Central African Republic, almost 3 decades of peacekeeping force. But they are keeping nothing because there is no peace. And last year, it was, I tried to persuade the people of Central African Republic. They are here to take, it is mafia, to take your diamond, to take your gold, because they are from peacekeeping force, United Nations. They come with their own plane, and nobody will, and it was a Portuguese mission, peacekeeping force, back to Lisbon. They could take golds and diamonds in a mafia way. That is why they were there. Peacekeeping force are in Central African Republic for almost 3 decades. Just imagine. But it is mafia. Because they go in a plane. Because they are who have to go there to help them. Psh, no, nothing, no control. They go back, not only in Portugal, from Portugal, but from other countries. That is why, sorry, I had these two. But I cannot.
Thank you. No, it's I don't want to cut you off. Your team are keen to keep things moving, but thank you very much for that address. Can I just ask you a couple of questions? Looking at the critical needs of developing countries in this region, including your own, we've had our Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, today announcing $2 billion in investment for clean energy transition in the region. Is this enough? When you look at the climate, environmental challenges, the challenge of tackling poverty as well, do you think Australia is doing enough?
Well, I have to say, I cannot answer to this because other people, other countries, they need more than us. I went to Vanuatu, I went to Fiji, I went to Samoa, I went to... We are fortunate because we have a petroleum fund. There are other people they don't have. In a forum in South Pacific, I was there with maybe UNDP or an organization. São Tomé in principle, they are also island state. They went there. They asked for few $1,000s, and they could not get because they didn't accomplish all the requirements to. And we got, and I told them, I told to the UNDP, I said, sorry, we will not need. Please give to them. No, we cannot, because please help them. That is why in this question, I cannot say just like, oh, no. What we need now, because we are still very young, we lack human resources capability. What we need more is the training of our people.
And to that end, you are fighting hard for the greater Sunrise gas to be processed in your country, not Darwin. Where's that up to? Are you confident that's going to happen? Is Australia going to support that?
I have to say only that I have confidence that the current government of Australia is open, more open-minded
than the Morrison government. That's what you say.
I didn't want to mention names. This is the diplomatic way to say that.
Okay.
But yes, but we are still in the process to look at joint venture and the two states to see, because we will have the mining code, we will have the few legislative problems, but I believe that I met the CEO, Mrs. Meg O'Neill, maybe, from Woodside, and
so you're confident. Just finally, are you concerned at all that processing more gas is at odds with the need to tackle climate change, or do you not really have too many options here?
We went to Düsseldorf, no? Hamburg. Last year, we went there to the International Court about the climate change and about the exploitation of oil reserves. And there we said, because we have, under international law, each country, every country, has the right to explore, but with a condition, to do everything take all measures to protect the environment. And it was in the International Court of Justice, no? Oh, International Tribunal. Yeah. That is why it is vital for us, very, very. We will do everything to defend, to protect, because also when we talk about environment, we have an island in front of Dili. Please go and visit. The island is a home of the most richest biodiversity in the world. And we have to protect also all of this.
That's quite a sales pitch. I'd be very keen to. What's the name of the island?
Atauro. A-T-A-U-R-O.
There you go. Everybody's written that down.
Yes.
Prime Minister, thank you very much. Good to talk to you. Thank you. We'll head off this way.